everyone, Screaming Geek Me here. I am Jerry the Geek. Today we're going to talk about the 4K of The Substitute. But before we get into this, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, DVDs, if you like home theater, movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel because I do these reviews, I do unboxings, I do collection updates every month, I do different discussions. So check that stuff out, hit the like button, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and always feel free to comment below, let me know what you think of anything. So let's talk about The Substitute on 4K. Hopefully I get through this. I'm dealing with another freaking cold. It's like a third one this winter, but hopefully I get through it. But anyways, the movie came out in 1996, rated R. You got Tom Berenger, Raymond Cruz, William Forsythe, Ernie Hudson, Louis Guzman. So we got a really good cast, and it's all directed by Robert Mandel. This has always been a favorite of mine. It's a really good movie. Got good action. It basically deals with this little group of mercenaries. It has a botched operation, so they're kind of left out on their own. And his girlfriend is a teacher, and she gets hurt, and he comes in and fills in, and it has to do with the gangs and drugs going through the school. So again, it's always been a fun movie. I haven't watched this in probably 3 or 4 years. I never had the Blu-ray, I always had just DVD, so I've always hoped for an upgrade. So this 4K actually comes from Lionsgate Limited, part of the Vestron line. This is actually Vestron's first 4K. So the movie was originally shot on film, 35mm, finished here with HDR10 and Dolby Vision. And I have mixed feelings about this 4K here. Although it's a good, solid presentation, there really isn't any wow moments here. I guess it's I think as a home theater enthusiast, if you watch a lot of 4Ks, you'll have certain expectations with a 4K when it comes to these restorations, and this just does not get up to that level. There's some details throughout, but overall the presentation looks really soft. It's just not crisp detail that you would expect from a 4K. And that could be because of the way it's filmed, so I'm not going to sit here and try preaching that I know what the frick I'm talking about. It could be the matter of, the cameras used or what they're looking for. So it really doesn't have any shining moments. Colors are there, but it's a very muted color palette, because of the subject, it has that gritty look to it. So don't expect to be blown away by the 4K here. Now, as far as any Blu-ray comparison, again, I've never owned this on Blu-ray, so I cannot tell you, if there's any upgrade over the Blu-ray. I would probably say not much, considering, I could be wrong. Comment below, let me know. But it is an improvement over the DVD that I had. Now for the audio, they gave us a Dolby Atmos track here, nothing else, so you don't have any choices. And it's a good solid track overall. There's not what you call a lot of explosions that really take advantage of the Atmos. But nice surround, some ambience, some of the gunfire sounds really good. Clear dialogue. Some of the subtle sounds is really good. Like one confrontation with Locus. He has him go up and write "I'm sorry" on a chalkboard. And as he starts writing on a chalkboard, he continues talking, but you can still hear the chalk as he's writing on the board. So that was pretty cool. Just a subtle thing you can pick up on. So even though you don't have an audio track that's going to blow your mind, it is a solid track overall. Nothing bad about it. It does have that nice balance to it. Now for the packaging here, we got a slip cover. New artwork here. There's a back. And of course the spine does have the Vestron video number here. Now I'm not one that really cares about the lines, but thinking maybe because this is their first 4K, maybe they should have done a number 1. That way, some collectors, it depends on your OCD. You might like the 37, but if you only care about their 4K line, it kind of would be pretty cool that I had a number 1. That way, if you can eventually say, hey, I've got all of their 4Ks, here they are. So I think they could have, I wish they would have done that different, but let me know what you think of the numbering. Like again, I could care less about it. So I'll take the slip cover off here. Now this is unusual. It actually has a clear case for the 4K. Wasn't expecting that. It's on the back there. And this does have reversible cover art. And it's got the original here. I don't know which I like better. I like the original, but also the new artwork's cool. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to go through. We do have a digital code here I'll give you to in a second. And we got the 2 discs, the Blu-ray and 4K. Same design, but different colors. So that's kind of nice. I did something different. So before we get into bonus features, I'll pop up the digital code here. Hit the pause button, jot down so if you want to check this out. So getting into the bonus features, not a whole lot, but we do have a couple new things. We have power achieved is power perceived. It's actually an interview with the director, Robert Mandel, talking about Substitute. I watched it, I think it's about, 17, 18 minutes long. Pretty interesting stuff there, check out. Also, we have color grade is in session, which is actually just a director actually goes into the studio. Actually, he was involved. They're showing him the different, how they did the color grading. That was kind of cool. I think it's like 7 or 8 minutes. Also, we have a bullet point, storyboard to film exploration, and a theatrical trailer. So not a lot, but a couple new things, interesting stuff to go through. So to wrap it up here, in my opinion, this is a hard sell for the 4K. It just didn't come across to me as being a 4K. Again, it could boil back to how it was filmed. Maybe it will never look any better. Maybe this is the best it's ever looked. Again, I didn't have the Blu-ray, so I can't tell you that. So if you have the Blu-ray and you're happy with it, I would say, stick with it. I don't, just for a couple new bonus features, I don't see that it's worth spending the extra money for. But since I only had the DVD, I don't really regret getting it. It's a nice addition to the collection. But if you do want this, they're still available on the Lionsgate Limited website. Yeah, check my retail links below. It's selling for $29.99, but then you got to throw in shipping. So you might want to, if you're going to get this, you might want to get a couple movies at the same time, save on the shipping. But one thing I do want to say is that if you've never bought from Lionsgate Limited, they care about their product as far as how they package them. It's only the second time I've ever ordered from them. And I had 2 movies, and it came in a big box about this thick and had a ton of padding in it. Last year I ordered a steelbook set from them. So you don't have to worry about packaging. They care. They pack their shit really good. So in that fact, I don't mind spending a little bit extra from shipping because they do care about their shit. So if you haven't ordered from them, that's a peace of mind for you. You don't have to worry about something getting damaged. So that pretty much does it from a look at the Substitute on 4K. Comment below, let me know what you think. Have you been thinking about this? Has my review swayed you one way or the other? Again, I was expecting a lot more, but again, it is what it is. So let me know in the comments below. So check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on, and we'll see you soon. Geek out.